The first thing I'm going to ask you is very easy to ask, but perhaps not so easy to answer. Very vague, but
We'll see.
let's see.
Ask away.
What is the one best thing you think is about female friendship?
Communication.
Understanding. Understanding without a judgment.
Empathy.
Yes.
Standing for each other.
And do your characters do the same for each other? in the show?
Definitely.
And more.
Definitely.
All this and more.
Yeah, all this and more.
Okay, so when I watched the show, the one overlapping theme, apart from friendship, is that women wanting to reclaim their sexual identity or wanting to break free from whatever the society judges them not to do. So previously we've seen in films like Lipstick Under My Boca, it came under a lot of trouble with CBFC. Then again, in last year's Viredi Wedding, Swara Bhaskar's masturbation scene was, received a lot of flack. Perhaps not rightly. So why is the reason that women want to keep making these films, irrespective of whatever?
The day they stop reacting to it this way, I think we won't have the need to make such films.
The fact that we're talking about this constantly in every interview we ask this question is actually reason enough for us to keep doing it till it becomes part of the mainstream conversation and narrative.
And also the fact that, most of the people who sit and ask us questions, their questions are about, the women in the show are, it seems like are being sexually liberated and whatever.
I find that so weird.
But the thing is, the point is that their sex lives, which all of us have otherwise also in life, are very much a part of their lives in the show. So all you are seeing is glimpses of their lives in every aspect of their lives. It is just so
sexuality.
it's just so strange and weird, and that we kind of end up talking about it, saying, oh my god, if there is a sex scene or if there is a masturbation scene, my god, are they trying to be this? They're not trying to be anything. They're just normal women
You are showing
leading
a
their
story
lives.
that just happens to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Also, sorry to cut you. Go for it. So you also said that it shows you women reclaiming their sexual
this is another
desires.
thing.
No, that is actually interesting because we've been talking about this and we realized that up until this point, in whether it's films, whether it's series, in the Indian context, we have seen women as being
The receivers of sex.
passive,
Passive receivers.
participants in sex.
Yeah, that's what your director also said in the
Because
but
sex
this
is always done to them as opposed to them wanting sex and
or
actually desiring.
like at least half, holding up their part. It's they're 50% of a sex thing, right? Of a sexual act. They're 50%, but it's always been done to them, like she said. It's always they're passively just letting things happen to them or whatever. They've never been shown as
The one
agents
wanting-
of
Asking for it.
sexual,
Also, I mean, it's not surprising that women also enjoy sex as much as probably, if not more, as men do. And it's not
They are
like...
genetically programmed to
and also,
do that.
I have to say this, that there are films in the Indian mainstream that I don't want to name them, which are very, very problematic in terms of objectifying women constantly. You see naked women all the time or semi-clad, semi-dressed women. Where they are almost like an eye candy or just sexual objects of
actually not even eye
desire.
candy, it's for titillation.
It's for titillation.
It's not even
for
eye
that,
candy, and it's not something just attractive. It's attractive and made for the purpose or shot for the purpose of titillation and
extremely
arousal of the
voyeuristic,
male species.
So what you're trying to say is that those women are not for the female viewers of the film, but for the male viewers.
Yeah,
right?
it's a male gaze.
They are-
It's a male gaze thing, which is our favorite word, which is, this show is actually made from and written from a female gaze.
Yeah.
Because it is true that such a thing exists and is the most important in visual medium, which we constantly try to sort of, overlook. And the fact that it's not only about sexuality, it's about how you see women, women who can think for themselves, have a mind of their own, can make their choices, informed choices, and actually make mistakes, but actually
Own
take
up,
the onus,
own up.
own
Yeah, own
onus
up to
of
those
their
mistakes.
lives and are active agents for their own choices and lives. I think that is the most important thing that this show is trying to do.
So in a recent interview I read of your director Anu Menon, she had said that while the characters that you all play seem a little bit similar to what we have seen in Sex and the City or How I Met Your Mother, there is an inherent Indianness to it. What do you think she means by that, and how does the show reflect it?
We think she probably means by the fact that they're basically portraying young people in India going through similar situations that happened
Well,
everywhere.
it's you cannot take away the Indianness of us anyway from the characters that we are playing, no matter what you compare it to, and the fact that it's not a story, it's not a fictional, like it is fiction, but not in the sense that these characters don't exist. These are very real life characters. These are real people who are being represented on screen through us. But so there is an inherent Indianness to the whole show, to the characters, to what's happening to them in the show. So I think that's what she means by it.
Sometimes when actors have to perform characters that they can't really relate to, they you are playing a mother to a 4-year-old who hasn't had sex in 4 years. You are playing a woman uncomfortable in her skin, made so by her mother. And similarly, difficult characters for you, which may or may not reflect what you are in life. So these actors say that sometimes when they have such problems, they find one thing that they can relate to in that character and then build their performance around it. So have you found any such trait that you relate to in that character?
Well, I didn't really have much dissimilarity between me and Umang, simply because they wrote a lot of Umang based on after they met me. So I had the advantage of being just like Umang. They're just like, obviously there are a lot of differences, but like 90% of Umang and I are exactly the same.
For me as an actor, I would always want to do something which is very different from me and different from anything I've played before. That's been, it's an instinctive choice, not that I think it through, but instinctively I'm attracted to such characters and scripts. Having said that, one of my favorite teachers in life, Nasiruddin Shah, he used to tell us in class, every character is an extension of yourself. So you do take a lot of yourself close to the character and you bring the character sort of closer to you and you sort of marry them both midway. In life, when actors are constantly observing people, I'm sitting with you doing this interview, but I am at the same time observing you. Not
making me nervous
not
at all.
judging you, but empathetically observing you. And I think as actors we're constantly doing it, and we sort of take associations from things and people and issues we see in our real lives. So I think there was a big part of Damini that I sort of saw, I brought from what I saw in my mother, what I saw in my aunts, what I saw. A big part of Damini was also similar to Rongita, our showrunner. But also there was a big similarity between Damini and Chayoni, which are that she's a control freak, she's a perfectionist, her politics and the ideology is the most important to her. She's very, very driven and ambitious. But so I think, you sort of take some similarities from your life, but you're constantly also trying to not make it like yourself, and make something else.
I feel all the things when we speak of characters and situations and circumstances, those are the things that differ from person to person or character to character. Essentially, when you strip them down, they all have, there are actually 5 primary emotions, but if you expand that to...
It's a spectrum.
Yeah, it's like, there are 7 according to Erickson.
9, not us, na?
नहीं नॉर वो हिंदी वाला हो गया मैं साइकोलॉजी वाला तो उसमें like there's happiness, and then of course within happiness there are different reasons of happiness. There's sense of sorrow which could be because of pain, loss, grief, whatever. Then there are different things, shame, guilt. There are all these emotions and we've all felt it at some point or the other in different ways, right? Like there could be where we might feel guilt over something that we said to somebody earlier, which we now regret. And in the character, there might be guilt of something else, but the guilt is the same. And you have to, so I think it is like you said and like what she said, that it has to be a mix of what you are as a person, or anyway it will be according to your understanding. You can't possibly expand that. There's only this much that you can permutate, combination, say you can make. So there's that. There is what the director or what the writer has given you. You mix them both. You find associations. You get into the psyche of the character. Find reasons or find the motivations of why someone would do or say a certain thing, and then you just kind of mix up and you make something which you call the character that you see on screen. So all of that, in fact, everything, I think, from the clothes to the look of the character, to the language, the mannerisms, everything matters, right? Everything adds, whether overtly or subliminally, it adds to that, to the thing you see on screen.
Finally on
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
So Manvi, in the trailer, we see you in a scene where you have taken your top off and you are assessing yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
You are thinking perhaps not in not so good terms about yourself. The character is.
Yeah.
So, but that character is living in your body, the actors. So when you see this through another perspective, that that you are being asked to feel uncomfortable about your body that you are going to live in, does that make you somehow, does that impact your confidence in any way?
An awesome question, I must tell you that.
question.
Yeah. No,
Thought about that in the shower.
nice. No, I did feel, because it's not like I haven't experienced feeling conscious. I could have been the skinniest person in a room and yet felt conscious of my body, because that is something that just comes from within. Either you have it or you don't, or you can build on it as well, but it's something far deeper than just external aspects. But I feel, so for me, what happened was so in that particular scene, actually what happens is she's constantly hearing her mother's voice, telling her to suck her stomach in, stand tall, back straight, and whatever, and then she's just like, it, and then she starts eating in the loo. And we don't want this reaction, we don't want people laughing at that, because people tend to, and that's
Because that's the reality of a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly, and we want to break that. We want to. It's not funny. It's not nothing. I mean, shaming somebody for their body or their color or their height is not funny anymore. I mean, it never was, but we didn't have, as a society, we didn't have that understanding at that time. We do now, and we must check that. So I felt that there were times when I was like, I know that feeling. It's not a completely alien feeling to me of feeling conscious of my body. So it was that, but more importantly, what I kept telling myself was that I need to feel judged. I need to feel judged for something which is so frivolous, which is so superfluous. It's okay if I'm doing a bad thing. Let's say I'm hitting a dog on the road and someone judges me for that. I mean, according to Manvi, it's okay to judge me because it is a bad thing, it's something I would also judge somebody on. But I wouldn't judge someone on the basis of their clothes
Some things
or
you
color
can't
or
control,
whatever.
basically.
Control, even if I can control, I mean, I wouldn't judge. I will go and tell them that, hey, listen, your weight is in your hands. Your color might not be, your height might not be, but your weight, your fitness is in your hands. And even then, it's not about the weight. I would tell them to be more fit, if anything, and focus on that. So, but it's still not judgment, you know what I'm saying? So, but I have felt judged a lot of times for various reasons, which are not deep enough for me to feel bad about, and I feel like it's unjust to do that. So that was the feeling I think I kept playing again and again in my head in those moments,
So recently, Rajkumar Irani was accused of assaulting a woman he was working with on Sanju. A lot of people who he has worked with have come to support him. And they have also said that we don't know what happened, so we can't really comment. But he's a man of good character, he's a decent human being. And an actress who has worked with him said that perhaps the victim was immature, that she came out with her accusations. So when you have worked with someone who has been accused, I'm asking you from another side of things, who has been accused, whom you have worked with, whom you know to be a good person, what do you think is the best response to give in such a situation when you know the victim might be listening and she could be right and she could be true in what she's saying?
So, no, without a doubt, you have to, I believe you can't diss what someone is saying, first of all, because it's really hard to come out in such a way. I mean, it's not like you're telling your friend. Even that at times is hard. But to be speaking of it on a platform like, I don't know, Twitter, or she's actually sent mails in Raju sir's thing. I've also worked with him actually. So in Raju sir's case, she sent mails to the office and to Vidhu Vinod
There was
Chopra.
something processing happens.
So
not like
I'm sure it wasn't easy, and this is only the voicing part of it we are talking about. The actual experience, it can be pretty traumatic for somebody. I don't know how young or old she is. I don't know what the action was also. I mean, we don't. I don't think They haven't revealed that yet, right? Ki what had happened?
They have
like-
revealed it in some words, with her own words. Like she said, ki repeated sexual assault
Yeah.
over months.
But anyway, at the workplace, because it will just lead to even if it's verbal, even if it's a proposition, it will lead to hostility, and it will be more discouraging for the women to come out out of their houses to their workplace, and then to talk about these things. And these are so having but having said that, I feel it, you know, it doesn't you don't realize this till it hits home, kind of a thing. I mean,
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
When you have worked with someone,
Yeah.
what should be the your response to it, basically?
There is no, you
People
know,
who are
again, like I know Raju sir pretty well, and you know, I've had amazing conversations and interactions with him, and it really came as a shock. I'm sure it came as a shock to many people, and I was like, oh my God, him also? Like, who to actually trust? Yeah, because most people who look around, you know, but then, you know, I am of the opinion that every single person who comes out needs to be heard. And we need to be non-judgmental and just have a listen. Also, that somebody might be really nice to me and very, very respectful
Yeah.
to me, but might not be to somebody else. And I have
that is
no,
not a character certificate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because people are right now
मेरे साथ
doling
नहीं
out
हुआ।
character
मेरे
certificates.
साथ नहीं हुआ, बहुत अच्छा है, मैं बहुत फॉर्चुनेट हूँ, पर आपके साथ हो सकता है, और आप बाहर से ये सब चीजें नहीं बोल सकते, you know, so it is difficult. It has happened that somebody I know very, very well, somebody else also had been called off, and I am hoping, I have sort of stopped talking and, you know, sort of severed all ties, you know, or any conversation, communication, because honestly, I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to, if that person doesn't come across, and I'm actually hoping I never actually come across him face to face. You know what I'm saying? So it is difficult even for people, you know, for people with people you know, but I would always listen to the girl.
Also, just to add to what Manvi was saying about how it's also very, not only are you suffering from the trauma of having perhaps been through something like that, the experience of that, but also having to not only the difficulty of disclosing it to somebody to come out and talk about it, but also your the person who inflicted this upon you, and if that person is known and is a famous person,
Powerful,
it's way, 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 way harder, I would think, to come out and think, because they have so much power and influence, right? And that's been the issue for women forever. Ki I'm afraid of what they could do to me, and that always happens with people who are in a position of power and influence and money. And look at every single politician, my goodness. Like, you can't say anything to them, right? And you're afraid to even come out. You're like, what is the point of me saying something? Because they're just going to come and they're going to squish me like a bug. And then all that will happen is that people say, oh, she's that chick who said this, and look what happened to her now. So I can
And
only,
nobody's gonna give her a job. They'll be like, "अरे नहीं, ये तो
and so
tension लेके
it's
आएगी."
so
that's what
much
has happened
more,
down south, huh?
you have so much more to lose in terms of trying to salvage something for yourself also. It's the most difficult. I can't imagine what people in these situations go through. How I just like pray, man, have a lot of strength and just do what you think is right, and just please be honest.
And that's why it is even more difficult to actually come out, because you know the lives after that, because you are putting yourself in the limelight. You know, having said that, I think there will be times where there will be collateral damage. There will be people who probably haven't done it, not in this context. I'm saying in generally speaking, there might not have been something, or some people might be accused in spite of the fact that they haven't done it. But there has to be collateral damage in any movement and for any change to come about.
I'm sorry, do you want to say something, Babu? I have two things to say to this. One is in terms of collateral damage. See, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, but women, all the laws are in their favor and they misuse it and this and that. Sure, I'm sure there are people who misuse it. But every law is like that. Every law is misused, right, by some people. There is a traffic signal. We jump at traffic signals also. That doesn't mean we stop putting traffic signals. And that doesn't mean that we say, oh, up to, I mean, you know, so you have to, because it is important to have a signal. There will be chaos otherwise. Similarly, for this also, yes, there are people who could be misusing it. I think what we should press for is faster, quicker justice, because we have to go the legal way, right? Otherwise, this mob justice, this social media.
Yeah, this social media, everyone's already decided whether you're guilty or not without having even like the case facts, nothing has come out and you're just like, you're guilty.
Yeah, so you have to, there has to be, and the reason why people don't take the legal course is because it takes forever.
Yeah.
So just last question. There are men in this show as well.
Yeah.
Believe it or
Lots of men. So I want to ask, are the female characters a priority on the show, or are they also?
All of the characters are priorities on our show.
Well,
And they all
the
affect each other.
4 females do lead the show, undoubtedly. But you also have other females who are playing very, very important part in the show. And also enough number of men who are also playing very, very important roles in the show. So yes, while the show is clearly led by the 4 of us, there are a lot more characters and a lot more people, men and women, that you will see who are a part of the show.
And they're fabulous characters, yeah.
The best.
Yeah, because it does not have to be one or the other. Because
Yeah, exactly.
I watched Girls, and somehow the male characters also stuck a really
And that's what will happen here as well.
yeah.
But that's the ideal way to actually write a story. That no matter how small or big the character is in terms of footage, every character is so well written that they actually stand out for you and they make their own mark.
And really, there were times that at least I was like, why don't, we need more men like this, because they're so sensitive and gentle and just wholesome.
And good actors, all of them.
Right?
And stunning looking.